F it Friday, Hungar the Starvarian. You know, doing my thing. I got some invites put out there for some people to hop into the live stream with me, and I'm going to put one right here too. If you feel like jumping on, jump on. If you don't feel like jumping on, well, I don't give a shit. It's my show. I do what I want. That's right. I do want to talk about the game that I played in last night, with Mr. GM Cody. That dude runs a fun game. I had a blast. And I'm going to talk about it later on in the show if I get any viewers, which everybody knows I'm going to get some views. I mean, it is me. It's your boy, it's your Hungar, you know. We do what we do, when we do it, how we do it, when we want, you know. So, what is going on with me lately? Not a damn thing. Curtis, how you doing, buddy? I am doing well. You know, the link's in the chat if you want to hop on in here, man. I ain't had you on the show in a long time. You're probably working because, you know, people do have jobs during the day. But yeah, thank you for your prayers, man. I really appreciate that. I really do believe in the power of prayer. And I think that you guys are awesome when you think and wish good stuff for me. I did have a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. My new primary care physician went really good. Of course, I got to go get some tests done, blood work and stuff. But that's just common when you're me. I'm going to disable my camera and my mic for a second because I got to blow my nose and I don't want to do that on camera. My appointment was 2 days ago, and it went really well. Like I said, I've got some blood work I've got to do, which is no big deal. I've got to get some x-rays. From all the surgery I've had in my stomach, there's a lot of scar tissue, and my new doctor wants to check it out. But my nurse yesterday, she brought me a sourdough starter that she started raising in October. So it's been going really, really well. And I fed it this morning. So, of course, when you feed it, you just feed it some flour and water. And it thins it out a little bit, but in a day or so, it'll be like puffed right back up there. It'll be good. Chad, whoa.
Howdy, folks.
Dude, that game I played last night, Cody DMing, that shit was fire.
Cool.
Squirrel.
Hey, what's up, Squirrel? Long time no see, buddy.
It was a fun game. Betrayal and all kinds of stuff going on. And you left it at a cliffhanger.
Always leave them wanting more.
Oh, I can't wait. Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't like those every 2 week games. That's rough.
Yeah, you know, it's easier than an ever month game.
Yeah.
So how's Mr. Shadwell doing?
Everybody here's doing fine. Jackie's video's doing really good. I haven't pumped it as much as I would like, just because I don't want to get him in trouble again.
Yeah. But it was a good video.
Yeah, the next one's better.
Like you said, always leave them wanting more.
Yep. The little guy's really kicking some ass.
Mobius, how's it going, buddy? I got Mobius, I got Squirrel Hermit, I got Curtis on here. That game, if you're not subscribed to GM Cody, subscribe to GM Cody.
Yep.
He does a lot of good stuff, and he's just a top-notch, really, cool dude. I mean, very laid back. The game we played last night was serious. There's a couple of goofy parts where, I jumped out of character, which I normally don't do that, but there's some stuff that was happening that I, actually had to.
Yeah, we're not getting paid. It's not a Hollywood production, thank God.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it if it was that kind of bullshit.
Yeah, the guys and gals I've got in my game, they're great people, but I don't expect any sort of anything out of them except having a good time.
Like I was telling you on the phone, I let everybody know on the stream. Young Justin will not be making it today. He got called into the office for a bunch of meetings and stuff. And he said he's going to be there for like 4 more hours. So there's no way he can get off to do it. He sent me a message at like 11:30. So we're going to have to do the show without Justin. So
I'm sure we'll.
I don't have my chaotic brother to bounce off of.
Well, you missed a chaotic show last night. Holy shit!
Well, I was in the game last night.
Yeah.
If you want, if anybody wants, check out the game on GM Cody's show, on GM Cody's channel. We just did it on his channel. And yes, Mobius, I know I manage. Jeez.
We'll soldier on.
Soldier on. Carry on my wayward son. Previously on Supernatural. But yes, I will manage. But yeah, that game last night that I played, it started off a little slow. I was playing with Wolfie, GM Cody was running it, Bear, Gaming with ADHD. Yeah, it was just us four. I'm stuffed up a little bit.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Nah, it's all right. Mobius was asking. It was us four playing the game and GM Cody running it. And it was just, dude, I can't wait for the next session. And like I said, the cliffhanger.
That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be.
It's like, then I got DM James's game, the James game. My brother, I got his game coming up Sunday, which we're in a really hairy situation there, the fighting a cult. So it's been going really, really good in gaming lately. Yeah, I got to go to the pharmacy today to pick up some meds, Mobius, and I'm going to get some of that emergency and just OD on vitamin C.
Got to take your vitamins.
Yeah. Well, I got to take powdered vitamins because I can't digest regular ones. Bleeker, thanks for subbing to Shadwell.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I want to hit that 1,000 by August.
And while you're at it, if you're in a subscribing mood, check out GM Cody
and Squirrel Hermit. Squirrel should be way higher.
Squirrel does some really great videos on Harn Master painting. Squirrel is the Harn Master.
But he makes the best shorts on YouTube.
He really does. Zinc too. Yes, I will get some zinc. But yeah, check out Squirrel and Cody. They're great. They're great guys, great YouTubers. Cody's very laid back. He plays D&D or role-playing games to have fun. And that's what I really liked about it. It was like the fun was more important than actually putting on a show. And, in any of the games I'm playing online.
That's funny.
Yeah, looking for that guy's junk. Um, you see some people who are playing online and they want everything to be serious. And when I play a role playing game, I really, really, really try to stay in character the whole time I'm playing because I like to. I like to be in character. But sometimes, something happens, and sometimes you got to jump out of character a little bit. And I have nothing against anybody who wants to play very seriously, who wants to stay in character, who doesn't want that to have to ask the GM any questions about certain things. That happens. But, play the game the way you want to play it. And we played the game the way we wanted to play it last night and had a freaking blast. It was great. Speaking of the devil, Cody, man, that game you ran last night was fan freaking tastic. Oh, look at this. We got a major. See, we got us a Canadian in. We ain't got Justin. We ain't got Justin, but we got one of my brothers from the far north.
Yeah, in the same city, no less.
I was just talking about Jim Cody's game we played last night. That shit was fire, dude.
Yeah, I've had you on the background the last couple of minutes while I had to plug my charge in, get my camera going or my mic going.
And he left us on a cliffhanger. The bad guys are climbing the wall or coming over the walls of the keep. I'm already in the woods. I split up from Bear because or John Chromaticus. We're DIE here. I don't know what that means.
Diversity, equity, inclusion.
Bullshit.
Did you see the whole Elon Musk thing where he released Disney's DIE manifesto?
Nice.
Yeah. I love Big Papa Elon.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I was watching the Y files on the Templars, laughing my ass through that.
Okay, did you see the debate? Did you hear about the debate in Nevada where the one chick, the rhino chick who's running, came in second place against nobody?
Oh yeah.
No.
Anybody else?
Yeah, she came in. Okay, they were having this big debate, a Republican debate, and she came in second place, and the first place person was nobody.
Can you call it a debate when there was nobody else on the other side?
They're desperate.
They are desperate.
And
but
scared,
yeah,
they should
in the game, we got betrayed by a greasy bastard. I knew I did. I told everybody I didn't trust it. So we were climbing the wall, and my climb skill sucks. So I knew I wasn't going to make it up the wall. Bear's character has a really good, he's got a 50% chance on the climb. And he almost didn't make it. I got a 15% chance. It's in the dark. It's a hard task. So it's hard to do, right? So I screw it. I get up a little bit and I say, screw it. And I jump off the wall and I bum rush the gate where there's 4 guards that betrayed the keep. And the prince's right-hand man, advisor, who betrayed the keep, who's betraying the prince. So I use my acrobatics, the duck weave, backflip, all that shit through the 4 guards. They can't touch me because I'm the man. And I run up and I stab the advisor with my rapier because I'm playing a swashbuckler. So I stab him, catch his shoulder, pull it out, and then cut his face wide open. Not a fatal wound, but a good wound. And then I'm going to barrel up the stairs to the gate mechanism that's on top of the wall. So I'm running up. The guards catch me on their turn, stab me in the back a little bit, almost kill me, which sucks. I had 7 hit points left after I got stabbed in the back because I failed my dodge roll. So I get up toward the gate mechanism, and there's just a horde of monsters and men that's already up on the wall, climbing ladders and shit, right? So I say, nope, I'm going to nope out of this shit. I'm not going to deal with it. I really have no loyalty to this prince or this kingdom. I'm a mercenary. We actually fought against that kingdom a little bit ago. So I was like, the hell, I'm going to barrel down the freaking wall. to find a place where I can just get off of this wall and get away from this army. So I'm just going to tell what happened to my character. You know, if you want to know what happened to everybody else, you have to watch the show. So I barrel down, and then as I'm running, I feel this air above, and I look up, and there's a freaking dragon. And it lands in the courtyard and just blasts everything with fire. I mean, we got crispy critters in the courtyard now. And I have to roll a fear check, but my character class has a bonus to fear. So I make it. So I say to hell with this. And I'm running and I see a tree a little bit closer to the wall. And I'm getting toward the end of the wall because the wall ends at a mountain, like a rock crag, right? And I'm like, and I just jump for the tree. Manage to catch the tree, shimmy down. While I'm down there waiting, I bandage myself up, get a couple of hit points back. And I'm like, and that time Bear and them, they come out of the keep and they're trying to find a sally port, but the back door to the keep ends up to the rock cliff face there. So at that point, I'm like, I yell out, "Fuck this dragon!" You know? And Bear's character and Brian's character and Wolfie's character hear me, so they run over to the wall. And they climb. Bear's really good at climbing, so he climbs up the wall. Then Wolfie's character, he's trying to climb up the wall. He gets up about 4 feet, and then he just falls off the wall because he fails his climb skill. So Brian's character is playing a mage, and he raises, he casts levitate on Wolfie, which makes it where it's easier for him to climb. And at that time, Bear's got a rope up there, so Bear's just like pulling people up two at a time, him and an elf. And at that point, they see the monsters running down the wall toward them, and that's where the damn game ended. And I'm like, oh. So now, before that, I threw a rope up to Bear because I have a rope too, and he's tying that to the crenellations so they can go down the rope that way. And Wolfie's like, I'm just going to jump because I got this levitation spell, so I will fall slower because the levitation spell only can lift 200 pounds, and he's a hefty monkey. He's like 250 pounds. But man. Oh, that shit was great. Like Bear, there was this uppity officer dude, and Bear pretty much told the officer dude, because Bear's character is very serious. He's the bastard sword. Like John Grammaticus or something, like John Prester, the bastard sword, right? So Bear's like, there's this uppity guard, and Bear's like, go fuck your mother, you piece of shit. And like that tone. And so the guy, of course, challenges him to a duel. And Wolfie's character is like, please don't kill him. Because he works for the prince. He's like, please don't kill him tomorrow. I mean, we need all the soldiers we can get. We just had our ass with him. And Bear's like, eh. And I'm like, fucking kill him. I don't care.
How is Bear adapting to being a player instead of the forever DM?
Yeah, no, he did, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, and everybody else who was playing, I thought he did fantastic.
Oh, I have no doubt he did fantastic. I'm just wondering how he's adapting to it, because he's always said that he's a lousy player because he's used to being DM.
After the game, we're talking a little bit, and he was saying it was like some parts. He's like, "Damn, if I was the DM, but I'm not the GM, and it's hard." He was talking about how it is hard for him to be a player because, like, his old YouTube name was Bear the
Forever DM, yeah,
the Forever DM. So it's like, yeah. It's like when I've been playing a lot more than I've been GMing. So it's like when I switch over to GMing, it's like I'm more GMing from players' point of view. which can be a bummer or a lot of fun. It just depends on the situation.
That's the perspective. I'm very much in the mind of Bear. Like I'm usually the DM, so when I get to play, sometimes like I have to bite my tongue. It's like, no, I'm in somebody else's game.
Yep.
Just do your thing and keep mum. You have your critiques, and that's okay. It's somebody else's game. Just have fun.
Well,
You know what,
I'm
though?
going to run a game. I'm going to run a game next month in March.
What day?
Huh?
What day?
I don't know.
What game?
All right.
I'm thinking OSC.
Make it Monday, and I'll be there.
You curious? What up, buddy? And I want to run a game for GMs.
No. All the players are DMs. Yeah.
Yeah, all the
Well,
players
that's-
are actually GMs. And
That's,
what I'd like to
kind of
do
what my
is set
game
up
is. Well,
a round table where, like, I might just end up running the game until the game ends, or like say do a once a week game, and like each person runs for a month or longer if they want to, and if the players want to continue, but everybody gets a chance to GM. So everybody, because I want to stream it and I want people to see everybody's GM style. But I might end up saying to hell with it, I'm just going to run a game.
Just run your game. Yeah.
yeah, I've never run OSC, so I'll be last.
OSC's
It's an interesting
OSC's
idea.
easy.
I run one game online. That's my 5e game. It's my least favorite of them. I hate running online. I'm very expressive as an in-person DM. I like to stand. I like to move around. I have my books within reach, and when I'm online,
Oh,
like
poor
when I'm
guy.
playing Bear's Star Trek game, that's the only one I'm playing in. That's actually broadcast. And it's a matter of okay. I mean, I'm a player, not DM in that, but I'm still very rigid. It's like a completely different energy than what I'm used to. So it's like even running
That's
a game.
rough. Yeah, I hate gaming in front of an audience. Just because I've done it before, and you've got to you've got to address the audience. You have to.
No, you don't.
You don't have to
Yeah,
address them,
why
but you
have
do
them
have
on-
to acknowledge that there is an audience. And I agree. Like if you're presenting for an audience, then there should be a presentational aspect.
Now, when we were playing the game last night, I mean, I was paying attention to Cody, but I was looking at the audience, and I type in to say hello. But what we did mostly is Cody said during the game, we took a quick break, and Cody's like, "Sorry guys, I can't really pay attention to the chat." But then he called out a lot of the people who were in the chat at times, like, "Thanks for watching us play. I hope you enjoy it." And then at the end, of course, he did it again. And as the players, when we weren't actively doing something in the game, we would type into the chat, "Hey everybody, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by," and stuff like that. And we're interacting with the chat. But the what I've found, and I've only done three online games that have been streamed. What I have found is a lot of the times the people in the chat, they will interact with each other, talking about what we're as players are doing and having fun there. And then when we get a chance to interact with them, they're fine, but they're there to see us play the game, and they want to see how the game goes, and they want to see how the people who are playing actually do it. And I'm not saying that they're doing this to learn anything, because I'm not a fucking teacher. I mean, I'm not.
You learn by watching,
Yeah, but they are there to enjoy watching people play a game, which is cool, because if I could entertain somebody, I mean, that's the only reason I'm doing YouTube anyway, is a chance to make somebody laugh, make somebody smile, make somebody have a better day if they're having a bad day. If I get on here and goof off and tell jokes and shit, make somebody have a better day, that's why I do this. It's not about the monetization or any of that bullshit. I could care less. And it's not like I'm ever going to be monetized. Everybody in the chat and you guys on the show have seen my shows. There's no chance that they're going to monetize me. I'm chaos incarnate. They're like, "Yeah, I'm not going to monetize this guy. He plays a video saying, 'Show me your genitals,' all the time." So yeah, but I do have fun and I do make people laugh. And you know what? I don't care if somebody criticizes the games that I am because if, like, say, I'm running a game and 15 people watch the game and they enjoy it, and then there's the 16th person who thinks that the game wasn't fun or that I did it wrong or that a player was not playing the way that they think the player should be. If 15 people like it, I give zero shits, zero, about the one person who doesn't like it.
Well, you can't
They
please
can
everybody.
suck a bag of Richards for all I care.
You put on videos about asking women to show them their genitals, and yet you censor yourself to say dick when you say dick.
Yeah, I think it's funnier to say suck a bag of Richards because Dick is a shorter form of Richards.
Yeah, no, I'm of the same mind of you there. I just, for my own purposes, I like, if I'm broadcasting something, if I create a game with the intent to broadcast it, I personally want a presentational level. Like, there should be good pacing, like something that would appeal to a casual. Hardcore gamers will watch a game with all of its flaws. A normal game, as there's table talk, there's crap that goes around. People are munching on their chips. There's, oh wait, I gotta hold on, guys, I gotta look up a rule. There's moments and lulls. That's normal. Anybody involved in the game doesn't care. That's but watching that is like watching paint dry if you're on the outside.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I watch your guys' Star Trek game, and I think it's great.
But that's not an atypical table game, right? That is, Bear is very much presenting like there's an eye on the clock to keep it so we don't go long. Bear is like, clip, clip, clip. He's making sure that there's scene changes so that there's a pace to it. I'm talking your average, typical, normal run-a-day table game where people are just playing a game. They're not having a mind to present. And that's why we keep them offline. And you can demonstrate one. Like, how many people have just put a camera on their table and show the games in, and how long can you watch them before you're done, right? Even if the game is objectively good, how long can you as an observer watch it before you say, you know what, I got other things to do?
As a person who hasn't been into gaming for as long as I have, I've been doing this the majority of my life. I started, before we even knew about D&D, we were running around in the woods with cloaks on and toy swords. Me and my brother pretending that we were dwarves and hobbits and
Toy
stuff.
swords. You guys were rich. We used sticks.
No, well, by toy swords I mean we'd get palmetto fronds and carve them, and my mom would make them into swords for us. And
wrapping
that was
paper
our toy
tubes.
swords. And our mom made us cloaks because my mom likes to sew. And so I've been into fantasy role-playing shit my entire life. I think I was like 6 or 7 when I read The Hobbit, and as soon as, we found out about D&D from some kids on the school bus, I started playing D&D when I was in elementary school. We'd play on the way to school because it was like an hour and a half ride to school on the school bus, and then we'd play on the way home from school. So we'd get 2 games a day in, because what else are we going to do on the school bus? So for me, I can sit and watch somebody playing a game.
Yeah, but you're atypical. That's not the.
But I'm a hardcore gamer.
Right.
I can't do it either. I've been in a crap ton of games online, and it's just,
some people can't do it.
I can do it. I just rather do anything else.
Yeah, I mean, some people can't.
I'm there to have fun, not be a performing monkey. Yeah,
and I don't want to be a performing monkey. And it's the games that I've played online, which, like I said, only 3 games total. It hasn't been a performance. It's just the way that we were playing.
But that's what people expect.
Yeah,
they want a performance.
And you know what?
Perfection, they can piss off.
Yeah, if they want perfection, or if they want to watch acting and shit like that, and people are actually doing a show and not playing a game, they can feel free to go become a critter and watch that bunch of jag-offs. I would rather watch. I tell you right up, I'd rather watch a standard, normal game than anything that Critical Role has ever done.
I'd rather watch the news than watch Critical Role.
Well,
No,
Critical
don't-
Role started off them just broadcasting their game, but then they became more and more scripted. Like some of the events there in their show, it's like, oh, come on, you clearly planned this. I mean, yeah, they might be improvising in the moment, but the
They're
trajectory.
not improvising shit.
Yeah.
That's all a script. They're all playing a game with a script.
No,
I am
I don't
not-
believe it's fully scripted like a show. I think it's plotted. It's mapped out. The generics are mapped out, but they do leave some room for freedom of interplay. It's just, yeah, it's scripted and planned at this point. That's my belief. I might be wrong. Who knows? But yeah, no, sorry, I had a point. What was my point?
It's on the
Yeah,
top of your head.
yeah, no, it's at the tip of my nose. If you see my profile, I got a really long, angular nose. In terms of presenting games, it's something I've thought about, because it's like, would I want to present a game? Would I want to run a game and stream it? And it's my DMing style. I shine when there's no camera on me. I play a game. I would want to put in specific protocols for, okay, if we are presenting a game, and I wouldn't want to do like, this online thing. I would want to run a game where everybody's at the table and we just have a camera set up. That would be my idea.
That would be a lot of fun. But with the people I'm playing games with right now, they all live more than.
No, logistically, I hear you.
And what I would do is, if I was going to run a game, when I run a game, it's going to be either we're all going to be together on StreamYard, because it just runs smoothly, or Restream here. And I figure, you know what? If I'm going to have everybody on here and we're going to be playing a game, I might as well click the go live button and have fun.
I actually prefer Discord, because with the ability to communicate, privately through text, person to person. Plus, I always feel that my games and any game should be sort of an intimate, personal experience between the people at the table. Nobody should feel, like they have to watch their P's and Q's or anything like that. It's very personal. It's I come from the time when doing this at all was frowned upon. It was looked at.
Never
like,
stream a game where somebody was reserved about it. I wouldn't just randomly say, "Okay, by the way, we're streaming." It's like,
yeah, if so, I would ask everybody.
Some of my players, they're new to it, and they know they're going to screw up, and I don't want them to feel apprehensive about screwing up or embarrassing themselves. Because back in the day, we would keep it on the down low, so to speak. It was like, some of my friends would get bullied and things like that just for being in the hobby at all, and it would have to be like this covert secret thing that we were doing, like we were doing drugs or something, because everybody, this was right in the middle of the satanic panic, and everybody was super self-conscious, exactly, and worried that their parents would find out, their teachers would find out, the jocks would find out. There are still people out there that don't want to talk about it.
Okay, now I would not just say, surprise everybody, we're running the game on. And also, I want to say hello to the Dungeon Minister and happy birthday to your son. Happy 14th, man.
My last night, even though it was more than spicy last night. Wow.
I would not be like, hey, we're playing this online, without getting everybody who was involved. They're okay. 2, you've been on my show, pretty much every show that I've ever done. Shadwell, do you think I care about people trying to mind their? If you're playing a game, play the game. Be you. Do what you're going to do. I am not trying to put out a presentation of. I'm not trying to do any fancy BS. I am watching my language a little bit, because Father Aaron's here, and I feel weird, using foul language in front of Father Aaron. It's like, he's one of my favorites, and I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable. I mean,
there was a bit of uncomfortableness last night. Wow. There was some actual yelling. It was
Wait, sorry,
I'm gonna have to go back and watch your
What are you
show.
talking? Was this Table Breakers?
No, this was my paint stream, and Ukraine got brought up, and people had some feelings, and let it be known, their which side of the fence they were on, and yeah, it was. I mean, we all left, still friends, but some people,
Yeah, Jester was on your show last night, wasn't he?
yes,
It was spicy, wasn't it?
it was the spiciest yet without there being full frontal. Um, it is just, I just wanted to paint. I got a lot of painting done, but that got brought up, and people have heard different narratives, and had their own opinions, and we're pretty adamant about them. But that's a good thing about being friends. You can disagree and still be friends, and most of my peers were in that stream last night, so I'll see them all Sunday, and we'll all have a great game, and no hard feelings and none of that. But I wasn't expecting that. I just figured we'd all get there and just paint and talk about painting, and give some tips to new painters to help them out. And that lasted all of about 15, 20 minutes.
Cody, have fun storming the castle, buddy.
Even though it was a 4.5 hour stream, which is one of my longer ones.
Jeez Louise.
I know, right? And we got into the double digits in concurrent viewers, and I guess Dungeon Minister popped in, had to pop right. Dungeon Minister popped in and had to pop right back out. Sorry, Dungeon Minister, that was not intentional, but I'm not gonna. Hungar, has a policy of no politics. I live politics. Jackie and I both.
No, I will. If I'm hanging out with my buddies and stuff, and I've got friends who have completely different political views than me.
As do I.
And if I'm gonna have a conversation about politics,
that's next week. I'm curious.
If I'm gonna have a conversation about politics, I want to do it privately, because I believe everybody has the right to their own political opinion, but I believe everybody has the right to keep it to themselves too, if they want to.
Absolutely, but I also
I'm not saying I'm a big influencer or anything, but I do have some subscribers, and I do have people who watch my show, and I know that we all don't have the same political beliefs, and I'm not here to do a political commentary on things. I'm here to make people have a good time and laugh. That's why I try to keep away from politics and stuff like that on my show, because it is a fiery subject.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but everybody who knows me knows how I feel about certain things, and I just don't want to get into it on times when I'm trying to be happy and trying to have fun. I want people to come onto my show and be like, "Man, did you see that Hungar show the other day? That shit was bananas, BANANAS." I mean, that's my bag, baby. Like Swedish penis pumps and Austin Powers. That's not my bag. And a book, Swedish penis pumps and how they're my bag, baby, by Austin Powers. Okay, just put it in a box. When Dana Carvey was funny. No, that's not Dana Carvey.
Mike Myers, you mean?
Mike Myers. Dana Carvey was Garth.
Yeah.
Party on.
That's when they were both really funny.
They're still pretty funny. Well, at least Dana Carvey, as I've seen him lately, he's still got it. He's still got it.
Yeah, I was
Mike Myers.
I was ambivalent about Mike Myers, and then as his career wore on, he kind of wore out.
Yeah, he kind of burned out quick. But I mean, he made so much money so quickly. I hope he's just doing anything he wants. He earned it. Wow, Dungeon Minister.
Padre. Come on, Father A.A. Ron.
Even the deeply religious can be a little spicy at times.
Dude, when I was younger, I was
It's a legitimate question. He may need, to, have that information for, confession or something like that. I don't know.
When I was younger, you guys would not believe this. When I was younger, I was working on becoming a priest. I actually went.
I thought about it, and then I kissed my first girl, and that was it. Jackie's still thinking about it, but
I was in my
Not all
20s.
priests have to be abstinent.
I was going to become a Catholic priest. I was in my late 20s, early 30s. I was going to join the Redemptorists out of New York. They work in really impoverished areas, and I actually went to the main house up in New York and spent like a week up there and doing work in the impoverished areas and checking out all the churches and stuff. And I mean, I was like this close. And then I went to the doctor, and they thought I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So, I put that on hold. And then I met the mother of my children, and I have 3 awesome kids now, which is great. And I wouldn't change it for anything. There's other ways to serve the Lord. I do it by coming on YouTube and make people laugh. I have a saying. This is what I stand by. This is my philosophy. And if people like it, cool. If they don't, they can kiss the entirety of my butt.
That's going to take them some time. You think they got that much time?
Richard Shadwell. Look, I changed your name to something cool.
Shadow got a rare shot in there. Normally he's the punching bag. Good for you.
Yeah, I have my moments. Dungeon Minister Jackie's the hardest of core Catholics, and I'm content just rooting out evil in my own way.
But my what I live by, my motto is, if I can make somebody smile or laugh at least once a day, I've not wasted my time on this planet. If I can spread joy, if I can make somebody happy, if I can change somebody's bad day to a good day, then my time has been useful. It's been worthwhile. That's why I'm always joking and laughing and having fun, because life's short and hard like a bodybuilding midget. So you gotta have, it's easier to be happy. And lazy people are happy because it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm usually the bearer of bad news, so I don't.
Of course you are. Look at you, Solomon Kane looking ass.
Hey, just doing my part, man.
I mean, Lazarus has been here so long that he can't be happy. God said, "Let there be light," and Shadwell flipped the switch.
Satan's walking the earth. Someone's got to do something about it.
Do dinosaurs taste good?
They're a little stringy.
A little tough. You got to slow cook them
like chicken, right?
They get tenderize the crap out of them with your club, and you're good to go.
Shadow doesn't think about Rome because he was there during the fall.
I thought about Rome today when I was watching the Y-Files and their Knights Templar thing. I guess they're still hiring, so there's hope for some of you guys who want to join up.
The Knights Templars?
Yeah.
Are we going to take back Constantinople?
I'm sure we can spare some men for that.
Because I would leave what I'm doing right now for taking back Constantinople. I mean, I would give up my day job of being a slacker. Wolfie, man, great game last night, buddy. Great game last night.
Hey, Wolfhelm, I don't think we've met, but nice to meet you. Heard nothing but good, but then I heard it from this guy.
He's one of those damn dirty Slavs.
Hey, I've got Slavic ancestry, so
of course, because
watch your tongue.
I've got Slavic ancestry too, don't we all? Now,
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I had a bunch of liars on one half of my family. Well, on both sides, really. Who doesn't? So I'm not sure.
My grandfather was Ukrainian, so I mean, I'm 1/4 Yuki.
Slav life. Stab you with a knife. Get in the kitchen, woman. You're my wife.
I had uncles who both married Ukrainian women, and I had a lot of interactions with Ukraine over the years.
Wolfie is a great dude. Thank you for staying up very, very late for you because he lives over in Eastern Europe. So it was like 3 o'clock in the freaking morning when he was playing, and he was on the ball, and he played his character, Manuel. Very good. I kept on wanting to call him Bat Manuel, but
Awesome.
he played his character very, very well. Thanks for being you, dude. You're an awesome man. Everybody was
What
involved.
system did Cody run? Was this AD&D?
Huh?
What system did Cody? This was Cody's game, right?
Palladium Fantasy.
Oh, it was Palladium. Okay.
The second time I've ever played Palladium.
Sorry, second time you've ever played it. Yeah, seems to be taking over these days. I know everybody talking Palladium.
Yeah, it's a it's a cycle of things. It's the next new old shiny thing. I played Palladium for 20 years, and it has a lot of things I like, but there are things I just.
What I like about it is the guys who own and run Palladium are approachable dudes.
Right.
Yeah, they're approachable if you've got big numbers.
Not if you got. Not only have you got big numbers. I say
if you're associated with people with big numbers, the
I
average
sat and
Joe.
yacked with the guy who I forget his name. I sat and yacked with the dude for like an hour, and he seemed like a cool dude. And
right, but he was on camera. I know lots of people that have tried and been just left hanging.
Well, they are running a business that's pretty big, and they can't be on everybody's show.
No, I mean, trying to write them letters to the, the website, for questions and literally no response. And this isn't just like one person. So, if you've got a business like that, you hire someone to answer the emails. Period.
Okay, now would you rather deal with the people from Palladium or the people from Wizards of the Coast?
I honestly won't really. Well, I've met Kevin, but to be honest, there's a lot of other people I have to work with, and I'm working with, a couple of companies. So,
I know you're all about Arduin, which is cool. I love Arduin. I've got the book sitting right here beside me.
So I really can't, I can't spread myself too thin, and I can't really help everybody. And fortunately, I'm working with an RPG company, a war game company, and like a miniatures company. So I can't really, because of NDAs, really have much to do with folks like that.
Well, I got my Arduin book right here on top of my complete book of dwarfs, because the complete book of dwarfs, man. Thanks a lot for that, bro.
Hey, no problem. I just wish you would use it in my game, but I get it. I get it.
You got to hang your game on the same day.
I get it.
You're running your game the same day my brother's running his game, which I've been in for a long time, man.
I have no problem with that whatsoever. Honestly,
you're the one who take the day.
I got 2 days off, barely, and even then, I do shows on Sunday, and I do shows on Monday that are my day off. So I totally get it, man. And if I could be in your brother's game, I would think about it.
I mean, I'm having fun with Palladium. I've only played it twice, and I don't know all the rules. But
Palladium,
so far so good.
Yeah, Palladium. I tried a couple times as a kid, but we were always just play D&D in that case. But the other Palladium games like Heroes Unlimited, TMNT, Robotech, Rifts especially, we played the hell out of those.
See, I looked at Rifts, but I just couldn't wrap my head around it.
Heroes Unlimited is probably in my top 5 favorite games.
Yeah, I love it.
Marcurius Aurelius, he's Scottish and Irish. I gotta ask, do you try to kick your own ass all the time?
I'm of Scottish descent with an Irish first name. So
they're Scottish and English. Are you trying to kick your ass all the time?
My ancestry is Russian or German, depending on who you talk to, and Irish. So
I'm a butt.
Yeah, I think we all are. You know what though? Mutts are the best.
Mutts are the best.
One of these days we'll all be so mixed up that it won't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter now, right? It's like, yeah, we're all, as you say,
there's some places that are pretty puritanical about that sort of thing.
Yeah, but then you do an ancestry test on one of those puritanical types, and then they get the result of just how mixed
like when Jordy found out that his great grandfather was white.
And Jordy too can eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah,
but that was hilarious. I would have fought you 5 minutes ago
and lost. He'd lose against his own shadow.
Running games are fun. I haven't run a game in over a year.
You know what though? This last 2 years, I put up the DM mantle for the period, and every DM needs to do it. Take a good long break, as much as you can stand. Play in as many games as you can, and you'll be amazed when you come back to behind the DM screen what you've learned, because you really do need that perspective of what do the players want. Without players, you got nothing. You could go write a book or you could do something else. But if you don't have happy players who want to, hurry up and get back to the game, you got nothing. You got a stack of books and dice that are meaningless.
I agree with you, and you don't even need to take a break, but you do need to step out of the DM's role and play when you can. You know, it doesn't have to be a protracted campaign, although kudos to you if you can find one. But yes, see the player's perspective, see what it's like for sure.
And I think it
changes everything. I literally, and I hate to say this, but get into some bad games. If you know this game is going to kind of, not be great, that's the game you want to get into, because then you get an even better perspective of what the players are dying for, because you're like, can we do this? Can we do that?
I ran enough bad games in my youth. I'm good for covered for bad games.
All bad games have the potential to be great games, and I think as a player, you should try to pick up the GM mantle every once in a while.
Yeah, give it a try.
Just to see what it's like. I think if you're in the hobby, and if you've been in the hobby for a long time, you should know what it's like on both ends. I think that will make you a better player. If you're primarily a player, and it will also make you a better GM. If you know what it's like from both ends, then you can go into a game knowing what the GM's going through and knowing what the players are going through. It's two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, there are a lot of players that should never DM. It's just not going to happen.
But they won't know until they try it. I agree. They should try at least. One of my friends, I've known him since high school, and he's the worst DM ever. But he gave it a go. And we were like, "You're just bad at this." And he's like, "Yeah, okay, I'll just play."
What's up, Dean?
And I think that I am a crap DM. I think that I stink on ice. But I have people who enjoy my games, and if I can run a game that somebody enjoys, then it's and if I'm having a good time, that's all that really matters. You're never going to find a perfect game. It's not going to happen. But you can find a lot of enjoyable games.
I have had many. I had a campaign that is still ongoing 20 years.
And it was a perfect game for you, right?
And everybody at the table, other than the fact that, sometimes life took people away.
Yeah, but me or Sean or the people in the chat, we might have thought that the game wasn't that great. And I'm not saying that the game wasn't great, but it's a perfect game for you. I'm saying your average guy, your average person is, they're going to be in a game and they're going to love the game that they're in, but somebody else is going to dislike the game that you're in.
Yeah, no,
absolutely. Absolutely. It's just it's like movies. You guys talk about certain movies, and to be honest, I even the best of movies you guys can discuss, I would literally rather do anything else but watch a movie. But
he doesn't like Big Trouble in Little China, Sean.
No, I didn't say that. I just said it wasn't the best movie ever. It was good. It had some moments, but
he doesn't like Conan the Barbarian.
I fucking hate that movie. Excuse my friend.
You're losing points, Shadow. You're losing points.
How do you feel about the subscribe warrior?
Here's the thing. I guarantee you, Robert E. Howard would have hated it too.
Probably.
How you feel about the 13th Warrior?
I've never seen it all the way through. I was listening to your brother yesterday talk about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm already bored. When I think D&D, I expect magic. I expect magic to be part of the party. I expect there to be religion and clerics to be part of the party.
There was all kinds of religion in the 13th Warrior.
Was he casting Cure Light Wounds? Was he casting Protection from Evil or
Everything
life?
does not need to have magic.
Yeah, actually it does. That's why there are the 4 food groups in Dungeons and Dragons. You can do it without it, but I guarantee you a standard, any module in the entirety of AD&D that will try running it without a cleric and a magic user, and you will all die. That's just guaranteed. It is part of the dynamics. You need all 4 food groups. Without it, you try running without fighters. Could you do that? Could you run a game without fighters?
Yeah.
All the time.
What?
All the time.
Really? No,
Then
no fighters, Rangers, Paladins.
The majority. Sorry, I shouldn't say all the time, but yes, I've had games where people have decided, it just worked out. Nobody was a fighter. No, they played it.
And,
you know what they did? They hired them.
Aaron, I'm planning on attending CleriCon if things work out. I want to be there. I cannot make any promises because everybody knows how my life.
What do you mean by Spice World, Dungeon Minister?
The movie.
I don't.
I mean, you didn't out to watch the Spice Girls movie. I'm
I've never. I'm vaguely aware of it, but that's it. It's just in my experience, that's the way it's been. You've got to have a good mix, otherwise, the game has to really be tailored. And like you said, there were men at arms. Well, if that was the case for me, those men at arms would probably end up being a bigger part of the story than just cut out bystanders, that sort of thing. They're gonna by the game rules, they're gonna get some XP. They're gonna become first level, second, third level fighters, making up for.
You and I are sort of talking from different perspectives, different points. I know exactly what you're saying, and yes, you ideally want to blend. I think just personally from a game perspective, I don't tell players you've got to have a balance. Play what you want.
No, I wouldn't either.
If you all turn out you're all crusading clerics, then great. You just have to make up the differences, the things that you need. You have to hire NPCs. You have to figure it out. But yeah, I strongly discourage players from getting into that mentality of we need everything. We have to have a balance. No, nobody's a cleric, so you have to be the cleric. And then
no, I wouldn't do that either. But I'm not going to be throwing in potions, and because of the math, they're all going to die. If there's no healing, they're all going to die.
But you're
first combat.
I have a thing about that, Shadow. You're always talking about how magic is running rampant in your campaign.
I don't say that. Not rampant.
There's all kinds of magic in your campaigns, and bro.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So
But
why can't potions? Why can't healing potions be part of the game?
Because when you randomly roll up treasure, specifically healing potions are going to show up 1 in 100 magic items.
Yeah, but what about the alchemist in town? There's always an alchemist in a big city. There's alchemists in big cities if you're playing in a medieval.
And normally I run that healing potions are not made by alchemists so much as they're made with divine magic of one sort or another that provides that, because life and healing is a divine. It contains the divine spark of life.
So you railroad it all into like, okay, so if it's to do with healing, alchemists can't do it.
Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. If magic users are alchemists, at 7th level, a 7th level magic, I believe it's 7th level, can start making potions.
No, I think it's 9th. 7th, you can start doing the scrolls.
Okay. So if a 9th level magic user can make healing potions, he's going to end up doing nothing but that.
But
That's
you
going to
can't-
be end up being his
I
job.
don't think magic users can do healing potions. They can only do stuff within a certain purview. Only the clerics can.
Right. That's why I said if. And
Yeah.
if somebody else could do it, they would just set up a shop and they would be the most lucrative business on the planet because if you think about it, a cure light wounds potion could be used for a lot of other things besides just hit points, broken bones, and things like that. They would be the most desired commodity because eventually they would be able to do cure disease and neutralize poison. And if that was the case, eventually you would no longer have diseases. They would be using them like the jab, so to speak.
But there's a difference between a cure light wound potion and a healing potion. An alchemist can get the herbs and drugs and stuff like that and make it where it helps heal you. And then there's a cure light wound potion that's going to heal you 1d6.
Then you start delving into the realm of surgery and medical professionals that are doing it without magic. Because
my character in Bear's game he has the surgeon skill.
Right, that's not really a thing in D&D. There is the healing proficiency, which is like binding of wounds and things like that. Once you start going past that, I find that you're progressing technology that inspires the progression of all technology.
The difference between a game that's run on levels and a game that's run on skills.
Yeah, and I don't mind.
I'm a skill-based. I love skill-based games.
I don't see why it can't be both. Palladium is both. Palladium is a skill-based. It is a skill-based system with levels, and it worked out fine. It's still working out fine. Hold on. What nerds say? Cure light wounds potions are covered for conceivably inject the drinker with a susceptibility to the master. No, suppose I could use that.
Nerds, I freaking love you.
We've gotten way off the point, however. Sorry, I want to roll back. We've gotten way off the point. The point was none of this has to do with how much fun 13th Warrior is as a movie to inspire you to play D&D, just because it doesn't follow the D&D mechanics.
No, but it being touted as a D&D movie, I guarantee that was not.
I don't know what James said specifically. I tend to agree with his perspective. It's a movie that inspires me to play D&D because it's about the camaraderie of the group going on an adventure. It's not a D&D movie that follows.
James said that that 13th Warrior was more of a D&D movie than Conan the Destroyer. He said
Neither
are really D&D movies, but they are great fantasy.
They are better than most of the D&D movies out there.
It's weird because I'm a book guy, and I would rather read. I would rather read a book.
Read Eaters of the Dead if you have.
Read Eaters of the Dead. You freaking love it.
I'll try and find it. I'm not. It's Michael Crichton, right?
Michael Crichton.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but
it's one of his best. I loved it.
I tend to be more involved with the classics. I never ever hear anybody talk about Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser, and
everybody knows the Grey Mouser.
But nobody ever talks about it. That's one of the greatest fantasy series of all time.
Because that's something that people don't really need to talk about because everybody knows about the Grey Mouser.
I know a lot of people have never read them.
And those people, I don't know how to say it to those people. I mean, everybody knows about the Thieves World era. Everybody knows about the Grey Mouser and all of that. And if you don't, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Dungeon Master's reading Beowulf to the boys for bedtime. That is based. Aaron. That is based.
Especially since
the Old English there, Padre, or the translation.
There's actually no better. There's no better book or series of books that delve, as far as I know, that really capture the heart of the D&D thief. It's literally about two thieves, multi-class thieves, but still thieves that get into just some of the greatest adventures.
Well, the thief class was heavily inspired by that. So
the thief class is the Grey Mouser. Everything that the Grey Mouser could do, that's in the original thieves class.
Mm-hmm.
And I still call them thieves. I think calling them rogues is stupid.
Well, a rogue.
No, nerd has no idea.
Okay, caricature archetype. You got
nerds.
Rogue.
Nerds, write this down and grab this book. Hold on a second. Got a car coming by. Look up the book Swords and Deviltry. That's the first book, and get back to me whenever you can. It's tragic. It's funny. It's got excitement and everything you could want out of a fantasy novel. It's so overlooked, in my opinion. It's really tragic.
It's a very old book too. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah, it's by Fritz Lieber.
I'll be right back.
But I'd rather read some of the classics. When I got the DMG, the appendix, I still haven't read all of the books in there because I made the mistake of looking up the books on like Wikipedia and went, I don't. This book does not sound like it's for me. But I've read about 90% of all the books in the appendix, and I think more game books should do that. And I've noticed more books doing that. I've actually been asked to help come up with an appendix for one of the projects because that's where it started.
Now, we will agree on one thing here, Shadow. Everybody should read the Amber books.
That's high magic at its not
Zelensky,
its but it's just
Zelensky is Zelensky, yeah, whatever. He is. The Amber books are fantastic. I've read them all. I've walked the broken pattern.
Nice.
That's right, baby.
It's one of the it brought something to the whole fantasy genre that I'd never seen before, which was the like mystery, the murder mystery, if you will. That just grabbed me. I was a huge nice
This one, Padre.
I was a big Sherlock Holmes fan before I got into fantasy per se. So being able to read a fantasy novel that was a mystery series all the way to the last of the first 5.
Yeah, you never know what's going on in Amber. You never know what's going to happen next. And
I've never seen more backstabbing and betrayal and conspiring, and he made it seem so classy and so cool. I honestly think those novels are why I started smoking, because everybody smoked.
you know it's going down when you see the unicorn banner.
Yep.
You know it's going down when you see that flag with a unicorn. You're like, oh shit.
It didn't hurt that Zelazny was actually a friend of mine in real life, so I am a little biased. I will admit that, but he was just he was a freaking phenomenal individual. I would not get into any ring with him. He would out fence you and out martial arts your ass, and you wouldn't even know what's coming. Unfortunately, he left the world way too soon.
What about the Eric Michael?
The Elric and Melvin, top notch. Another one of the new age of sci-fi fantasy. I want to say 60s and 70s. Elric is a brutal ride, and not like brutal as in like Conan or Solomon Kane or things like that. It was just brutal in the decadence. I think it truly actually inspired the Dark Elves coming into creation, because that's what the Melvinays were. They were Dark Elves. They were the most evil, sadistic, torturous things ever to walk a fantasy world. Even the Dark Elves today pale in comparison, unless you count the exaggeration that GW tried to throw into it.
Yeah, it's
Mercurius, The Nine Princes in Amber by Roger Zelazny. It's about 190 pages, and if you get through the first one and you're not hooked by the time you get like halfway through it, I get it, because it's not.
It didn't even take me that long to get hooked on those books. My mom's like, I was like, Mom, I'm looking for some good books to read. I'd like to read a series where I can, continue on the story, because I'm a series guy. It's like the Belgariad or the.
I haven't read those yet. I'm trying to collect them.
Magician Apprentice.
I hated Magician.
Really?
I hated it.
You hated it? How far did you get in the Rift War saga?
All of them.
No, Sean.
I read the first book, and that was it. I was done.
Really?
Done.
Oh my God.
I read all of them. I read all the side books. I read all the books about the different princes. I read the books about Eric Darkmoor
Quorum was good
and
too.
Rude.
Quorum was real good.
I read them until like the kingdom was destroyed. And I love the books and hate the books at the same freaking time, because as soon as you get a favorite character in the book, he's gonna die. He's gonna. It's like the Shannara series. I like
never read
the
those.
Shannara series, but you better not get too attached.
Yeah,
to people,
Feast was
because they're
one of
gonna
the few like new writers that I actually enjoyed. But
Yes, indeed. I have a whole. Second Ed was my game for 30 years before I went full retro and went 1E. So, in the mid 90s, I sold off all my D&D stuff, thinking I'd never play it again. I had all the original 1989 covers, and then it's like, oh, that was stupid. Now I had to reacquire it, so I ended up getting all the black.
yeah, I
covered
need
ones.
I need a copy of the 2E Dungeon Master's Guide, and I need to work on my Monsters Compendium. But because there was a lot of good stuff in 2E, don't get me wrong, but the things that I disliked made it hard to play as a strict. We're just using 2E rules.
I prefer 2E with the options, specifically the combat and tactics. That just
I never got those. My players were adamant. We're not dropping our fireballs down to 10d6. Half my players were running assassins, and the Rangers and Druids got nerfed just to unplayability compared to what they were. Because my world never changed. My players never left my world, and to suddenly say that Druids can't do these things anymore, and that Rangers.
I don't allow Druids in my game.
Druids were very popular in my game, especially after what was it, like 12th or 15th level, when they started getting to do some of the really crazy elemental plane stuff. They love that stuff.
All right, guys, I hate to be this guy, but I gotta get ready to go pick up the old lady. She's getting ready to be in town for a couple of days. I know we're having a great
Dungeon
time.
Minister, we didn't.
Bear's jumping in right when I'm getting ready to end the show here.
Yeah, sorry, I have a life, man.
That's why I'm ending the show, because
jeez, yes.
No, that's the only reason I'm ending the show, is because I have a life too. I gotta go pick up the old lady.
Hey, Shadow, do you know yesterday he gave me shit for having to go out and see a friend? Like, he was mad at me. He said I was being mean to him because I actually had an appointment I had to leave for. What a codependent bitch! Oh my god.
Dude, how fun was that game last night?
Super fun. Super fun. I really enjoyed it. Sean, you awake, man? You look like you're falling asleep, brother.
No, I'm just listening. We were having a nice.
We've actually had a very serious show today.
I heard you talking about druids. What was that about?
Well,
I don't allow druids in my game. They're usually evil.
And I was.
No, I love druids.
Yeah.
They're readily playable in my game.
Yep. A lot of fun.
And I'm not saying anything negative about people who want to play druids or
Never took it as such.
Like druids. It's just like my game.
Trust me, you will love that book, Macarius.
Oh, Macarius, if you're getting the Amber books, you're going to have a good time.
Yes. Well, not really, Mac. It was a good show, but it was spicy.
We did not. Our next game with the one that Bear's running. When is
17th.
The 17th of this month?
Wow, did Cody's game blow my game out of your head, Oliver? Wow.
And when's Cody's next
2
game?
weeks from yesterday.
Okay. So the next game, Bears game, is the 17th. I can't wait for that.
Father. So
much fun with that. And the game last night that we played was really, really good too. I really like your character.
Thank you. I like yours too. I think we played well off of each other.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Awesome, Mac. I'm glad I could recommend some great books out there. Because I'm a book guy. I would rather read a book than do just about anything else. A good book,
but yeah.
If not,
I love how he looked off into the distance. I'd rather read a book than anything else.
Yes. He got very full of himself there for a second as he remembered.
I was watching
when he stood on the shores of Egypt, watching Atlantis sink, the fires of mankind destroying the civilization he was once part of, wondering, how will I keep this knowledge alive? And then he
It's-
thought of this
it's-
idea.
It's
A
a tough
book.
job, but somebody's got to do it.
Insert name. We on GM Cody's channel, we played Palladium Fantasy last night, and me and Bear were totes my goats playing off of each other's characters the whole freaking night.
Toads my goats. I
Totes my
can't believe
goats.
I just said that.
That's
Shoot
good.
me.
It's one of your next character's
Glenn.
names. Toast my goats.
Fucking back.
My character's name was going to be Fred Frederson the third,
Jesus.
Hmm.
Thank God.
but it didn't fit into the game, so I changed my character's name to Marco because I'm an Italian, the same as an
Me
Italian.
too, Mac. I just read Jack Vance for the first time last year, having had them in my collection for decades and not knowing just how much they inspired the game we all love so much.
And I'm not sure what Bear's character, John Prester, the bastard. So I don't know where his character's
He's
from. We've been hanging
Catalan.
out
He's
for a
from
while.
Catalan or wherever that main kingdom is.
I find it best to stay out of other people's affairs.
Yeah, he doesn't hide
Yeah.
that.
I
He
have
just
never
doesn't
done that.
He just doesn't have any pleasure for people, man. What do you want? Come on.
It's like, but yeah, that game last night, Bear would say something, and it's like I'd be like bitching about the weather, and Bear'd be like, "No, this guy's an asshole. I'm going to just keep on walking." It was great.
Fun time.
Cranium, that's a good one.
And to be honest, I think everybody did good. I think Brian did really good as well.
Everybody did good. Wolfie
was really
Brian,
good. Wolfie was a lot of fun.
you.
Yep.
Wolfie was great. Wolfie decided to play a portly fellow, a portly gentleman. So me and Bear, we're speaking in a language that most of the people don't know to each other. And we told the prince if we're going to do some shit for him, we want horses. All right. So when we find out that Wolfie's character, Bat Manuel, is going to travel with us in the language that we were speaking to each other, I look at Bear and I'm like, this guy's probably going to need a draft horse. All right. As a smart ass. And then Wolfie's character, he's like, Manuel's like, yeah, we've got some. I'll be okay. In the same language that we're speaking. And it's just like one of those moments where I'm like, well, shit. And I just start, my character just starts laughing because, he has found out he was being a dick. It's
a good time.
It was.
And hey, you all can watch it on GM Cody's channel, which you should all be subscribed to because it's an absolute fucking crime that he doesn't have 1,000 subscribers yet.
I've already said that like 4 or 5 times.
You'll get there fast.
Fast.
I've already
for a
told
year. We're
everybody.
talking about fast Shadow. By the way, learn to type. Shadow is OW, not WO. What's wrong?
No, his name is Shadwo.
Shadwo. What's up, Shadwo?
Cody's got a magnificent voice, but he's not a young woman's breast.
Come out
have to climb like the rest of us.
I think I've earned more nicknames than anybody out there right now. I can't keep track.
Shadwo and some guy's junk. Shadwo and Stalin. Shadwo and Son the man.
Shadwo
and not you, Shadwo. Jackie's the man. The son's the man.
I got that. And he is. He absolutely is. I'll take no credit in that. He is fucking amazing.
Shadwo and full frontal nudity.
Shadwo in the camera of.
Don't forget Shadrach. I got Shadrach too.
Shadrach. Yeah. Corn Pop.
Corn Pop.
Yeah.
Well, so you were the guy that was fucking with Joe Biden back at the
I should have finished the job. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. I will flog myself after the show, but I won't film it for obvious reasons. Oh yeah, that's an old joke there. Insert name. That goes back to my first meeting of Hungar, I think.
And Jackie,
Agent S. I like
Jackie's
that.
girlfriend Methany.
Yes, and his girlfriend Methany. Yeah, absolutely.
Shauna remembers Methany.
Do I?
You remember Methany?
Did you just call him Shauna?
We had like 4 shows in a row where we talked about nothing but meth.
Did he just call you Shauna?
Okay.
Oh, man.
Yes, I remember.
I remember Methany. That's when I first started hanging out around you guys. You were calling, you were saying, how's your girlfriend? Methany. It was really, I remember those days.
Right.
I
do vaguely recall that.
We just have to find the Latina version of Bethany, and that'll just drive it home.
Consuela.
Consuela.
No.
No, Mr. Shadwo is not home.
Wow. But yeah, everybody subscribe to Jim, Cody.
And Squirrel.
That-
Squirrel. Go get Squirrel up there to 500.
And get
At the end of the
Squirrel
hour.
up to
Yes.
Squirrel. Yes, we all love Squirrel Hermit. Squirrel Hermit is
The man.
nicest guy.
Listen, there is, if you like the live play Star Treks on my channel, you can thank Squirrel Hermit for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy, he helps a brother out. So subscribe immediately.
There's the man
Right
himself.
back at you, Squirrel.
Yeah, if y'all wanted to unsubscribe to me and subscribe to those guys, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Okay, I'll get right on that.
There's no cap
Fuck you, man.
on subscriptions. Just subscribe to everybody.
Is there a cap
Yeah,
on
subscribe to
subscriptions
everybody.
on how many?
Even subscribe
haven't seen one.
to Mage's Musings if he ever starts putting videos out again.
I'll put a video out this week.
Yep.
I know.
One whole
First
video?
one in months.
Wow.
And the next one is I just finished the rough cut this morning before I saw you streaming, so I got a little work done.
Yeah, nice.
So it should be out next week. I'm putting the weekend into it. I want to get as much done before I head up to Columbus, because Columbus is going to eat up a lot of my brain power.
What are you doing at Columbus?
Hard tournament.
What kind of cards?
Do you remember Overpower?
Oh,
Yes,
that's
I
right,
do.
dude.
Marvel Overpower?
Dude,
And they also
hit
the
me
DC
up in
Overpower?
chat.
Ah,
Oh, all the Overpowers. The Image Overpower, the Marvel, the DC.
Nice.
That's all there was.
Hit me up in Discord. I'll see if I can find mine. I'm never going to use them, and if it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg, I'll ship them out to you.
Well, I have friends in Buffalo, so you could easily ship to Buffalo, so you're not doing the cross-border.
Oh,
shipping.
really? Okay, then it's a deal, dude. I
Yeah.
know it's-
Buffalo's a 2-hour drive for me, so
that's what I do.
And
I
you
got the
know
friend in
what?
Vermont, so it works out for me in that regard. It's like, oh yeah, right across the border in Burlington. Nice.
it might be a pretty big stack. Just saying.
Shadwell or Squirrel, we love you too, bro.
Shadow, if you ever
Although I will-
stumble across a whole bunch of the old Image, the Wildstorms card game, let me know, man. I'll pay
Really?
for it.
I love that game. My
That
buddy
game
and
was the best.
the original one, right? The 100 cards.
Yeah, when you got the first set, and it was basically just all the Wildstorm characters. It was so much fun.
And it had that misprint on like the Wildcats. One of them was misnumbered.
I don't know. I don't know about, but I just remember it was like the best card game I ever played. It was the one I loved.
Well, Doom Trooper was my favorite, but my buddy and I, we would take the whole stack of 100 and randomly, divvy it up and play basically like war,
Wow.
But no, I love that game. I freaking love that game.
Mac, we played the werewolf.
You got
game.
anybody in the States,
Right.
Bear? I could ship some to you.
Oh, I got a friend in Vermont. I can get anything shipped up to her, but that's a whole other story, brother.
I'm trying to lighten the load. So
Well, if you got some Wildstorms, talk to me on Discord, and
I
we'll
might
see
I
what
might
we
have
can
I
do.
might have like a whole set you can have.
Oh my God! Shut up! Stop!
I'm not joking.
I know, but I'm like, my heart is old and can't take things. Well, speaking of old, so I shouldn't even bother telling you that. You know better than me about old. So what arrogance of youth I was showing off there. I'm so sorry. I've disrespected your wizened age, Shadwell.
Yeah, Shadwell. I told I asked Shadwell if he had the dwarf book because that's my favorite D&D book because I'm a freaking dwarf. Okay, look at me. I'm a dwarf. And I was like, Shadwell, sell me that book, bro. And he's like, I think about it. And then like 2 weeks later, it shows up in the mail.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, from Shadwell. And I'm like, dude, you didn't have to do this, man. And he's like, nah, man, don't worry about it. Yes.
Dude, it truly is better to give than receive. Trust me.
I agree.
And if I could help some people out, bringing a smile and playing a game that would otherwise be relegated to a landfill, hell's yeah, I'm on it.
That's the saddest.
And you know what? The book, I read all the Dritz Duerden books, and because I was young in D&D, yay D&D, and the Battle Rager class. That was my freaking jam, yo.
Dude, you want to run one? I'm gonna try to work out a mid-week game session. You're always welcome. And the book I sent you will someday be worth its weight in gold with Jackie's artwork in it. Just saying.
Nice.
It's like if you run a midweek game, and I'm not doing a game that night that you run a game, and you allow me to play a freaking Dwarven Battle Rager, I am there with freaking bells on.
Well, it'd be in the afternoon, like roughly after your show, but probably a Tuesday or Thursday, so you don't actually have a show. I'm working on trying to run because we have 13 characters in the party right now, and each player has 2 characters, and they're to run them one or the other character. So there's easily room. I mean, it's a big ass ship, lots of stuff to do. So
I love this book. I love the artwork in this book. I love everything about this book. I even love on the first page of artwork, they've got the goofy dwarf with just wearing striped pants and using a spear. You know, I love everything about this book.
Well, Jackie is now a professional artist. He got his first paying gig from an actual game company before his 15th birthday. So he's going to go far. Yeah. For really, he did something absolutely amazing. We made a video about it, but we had to because of NDAs make it private. But within the year, you'll be able to see it, and you'll understand why I'm so proud. He got to do something that. As a kid, I would have never dreamed of a possibility. You know, getting to work for your favorite company, you know, and to continue a legacy of an absolute genius who left this world way too early. 45 or 46 years old, and he was done and on to the next adventure.
This book is the first book that I ever bought for D&D.
Really?
Yeah. The Dwarven Splat book, the complete book of dwarves, is the first book I ever bought myself for D&D. And my brother was running our game, and this book came out, and we were at the comic shop, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, cool, a dwarf book. So I'm flipping through it, right? Mm-hmm. And I see the Battle Rager class, and I was like in the middle of the books where the Battle Rager was in the story, and I was like, I've got to be one of those. And my brother's like, okay, yeah, I'll let you run one. So I bought this book just to play that class. And you know, it's like I still use the name. I wrote a random name, and my character's name was Nalbar Warhammer, and I still use that on, like, when I'm playing like fantasy games and I'm playing a dwarf. That's what I name. You know, it's just like this was great. But I really do have to end the show because I've got to leave. I have to leave in 7 minutes, and I haven't even gotten dressed.
Oh my God! Well, there you go. Go get dressed. My
What
God!
if you do, don't stand up.
No, unless you're on Shadow's channel, and then absolutely stand up. That's what you do on Shadow.
Yeah, then absolutely stand up on Shadow's channel. I can be the full frontal dude.
We don't know that you weren't the full frontal dude.
No, we don't, do we?
Well, I think we have reason to suspect that wasn't you. You're kind of pale. The ass hat in question was not so pale. Just ask Justin. I'm pretty sure he screenshot
it. Burned in his head, man. He was describing it. The guy was all glistening with oil. I'm like, whoa, Justin, this is maybe you need to.
Yeah, fully shaven.
Yeah, it was like, no, oil, Justin, stop describing this immediately.
Ripped abs.
I felt a trembling in my
heart. A tattoo that said, "Don't tread on me."
All right, guys. Thanks for coming to the show today.
Always
it was a lot of fun. I wish I could go longer. You know, it's been a lot of fun. You know, sometimes having a serious show without a bunch of chaos is pretty good. I do have to do one thing. This is in honor of Wolfie. Because he's our resident Slav. So it's not a show if I don't play a video.
Take us out.
So I will take us out with a great video.
me what you know about Slav life.
What the fuck you know?
Work all day, but we party all night. Slav life, we survive in the hard times.
Yeah.
Shut up, woman, do the dishes, you are my wife. Slav life, Slav life, Slav life. Kill you with the knife. Slav life, Slav life, Slav life. Taking over worldwide. Real Slav talk. Check my Slav walk. When we were kids on police, we were throwing rocks. Here on every block. All we drink is vodka. Every day I pray to God like a bogomolka. This for my sisters and this for my brothers. I am a son of my father. Ooh, jebem ti mater, I came from the gutter. I drink and she bring me another. Država krade.
I want the link.
I'll send you the link, bro.
Thank you.
That's just downtown.
That's just great. Do the dishes. You are my wife. Like, kill you with the knife. And they're all wearing Adidas gear.
Oh yeah.
It's like they're wearing the Slav tuxedo.
It's good. It's good. Yes, I like.
Yeah. It's like in Canada, you wear the denim, full denim. You're wearing the Canadian tuxedo, and you know Slav life. It's the
At least
Adidas.
we can spell tuxedo, you fucking hillbilly.
Peace, love, and chicken grease, everybody.
God
Yeah, I will
bless.
send you
Cheers,
that
everyone.
directly.
Bye, y'all.
Everybody have a
Happy
great
trails.
day. God bless. Thanks for coming on and putting up with my BS. Like, subscribe, and share if you want to. If you don't, I don't give a shit. I'm still gonna make videos. And subscribe to Squirrel and Cody.
Do not subscribe to me.
Yeah, fuck that
Too late.
bear guy.
Okay.